Hi. I literally just plugged in my microphone, so I really hope it didn't come in here with like extra noise. So sorry if you're experiencing any background sound. I had to plug in my microphone after I started streaming, which I should not be doing because it actually messes up my audio a lot, but here we are. This is a very, very, very late stream, as you can tell. If you even recognize, right? If you even care, if you even found out I was anyway, I was supposed to be streaming hours ago, and I definitely did not do that. I definitely did it like 3 hours later, and my hair is in the way, per usual. One of these days, guys, I'll get this right. Alright. I think that'll be better. Okay. Make sure I brought my glasses. Alright. Hello. It is, thank God it's Friday. That's what today is. And there's so much to talk about. I am just gonna like debrief about life for a second. 'Cause I feel like a lot happened this week for me. Probably a lot for a lot of people. It's officially the first full week of the new year. And I would just like to talk about how I'm feeling about that while I try to draw these long ass fingers from this thing. Did you know this image was AI generated? Like, I legit was flabbergasted, and I'm usually like easy to spot AI just because, you know, when you grow up without it and then you suddenly see it everywhere, it gets a little bit easier to be like, yeah, that shit fake, you know? But this is AI generated, and I'm just like, oh. Because it looks like someone actually took their time with it, but you know, sometimes you can get fooled. But most stuff looks like ass. Luckily, you still have to pay really good money to even get a good video of an AI looking real, so it's not that hard for a lot of people to still use free versions of apps and shit. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I'm just trying to say this is gonna look horrendous because I can't draw hands for shit, and that's honestly like the biggest focus I'm worried about right now, even though the rest of the body is gonna look just as horrendous. Oh, me drawing this hand is making me realize I really do not know how to draw. Like, this is bad, but I also don't want to know because I feel like I'm a really bad student when it comes to like patience, and that's not on my bingo cards for 2026. So I do have a video up for my vision board on my channel if you want to know more about that, but basically I want to focus more on finding a real job that I actually want to do, because I have a job but it's not corporate, it is retail, and it's fine, but I'll talk about that more later. I want to do a real job security, so find myself a new role in tech because that is my bread and butter. I want to, what else would I say? I want to be financially stable, right? I have money, but I would like to be stable enough that there was like an accident, or if I needed to like really quickly go to the hospital, or you know, have a reason to spend a lot of money that is like for like what emergency funds are meant for, I'll be able to cover it without feeling like I just spent more than I had available, right? Because without a job I don't have insurance. Without insurance I have no reason to like purposely check on anything medical. But let's say my family go through something and they don't have the funds, I want to be able to like support them a little bit so that we're not all struggling in the trenches. This is the hand, I'm not fixing it, it looks horrendous. Also, this is like hella bright, I don't know why. Let me see if I can fix that. And honestly, got like hella bright. I don't know why. Okay, let's see if I can fix the lighting a bit. I swear I fix this lighting like every time I stream, and for some reason it does not auto adjust, or it doesn't keep the same lighting. Okay, here we go. I hope this looks darker to y'all. Anyway, so I want to be financially stable. I want a job, a good one, you know, one that I actually can be like, I can put some LinkedIn. And then I want to have more self-confidence in myself, because as much as I feel like I am self-confident, I feel like I can be more self-confident, and I would love to do that a lot just for myself. I feel like I've never been very much of an open person. I mean, I'm open online-ish, and I think YouTube was a good outlet for me to be more open, because when you're online, obviously I don't get millions of views. I barely get like 100. But when I do get views, it feels good, because one, it pushes me to try better, even though it doesn't always seem like I am trying in my videos. And it also pushes me to be like, well, I could do this for strangers on the internet. I can definitely do this for, you know, the people who are gonna watch it. Like, if I'm talking about like personal stuff on my channel, it's because I want to, versus like pressure, if that makes sense. So I want to be more self-confident in the way I present myself in life, because I feel like everyone goes through that moment where they're like, well, no, I'm like scared of whatever people's judgment. And it's like, there's good reasons to be scared. People are weird. There's a lot of weird people. So it makes it very hard for anyone to be like, hey, I'm gonna put myself out there. With that being said, fuck that. 2026 be up. So I'm definitely not about to let that stop me, because I want to do a lot of things this year that I don't have planned, but I do want to work on it, so that one day I can like talk about it and be like, this is my journey. Because I want results before I talk about anything, right? I don't want to talk about something and I have no results, especially if it's like personal or whatever. Anyway, so financial security, self-confident, job security, and then last but not least, I don't remember my last four. Oh my gosh, my vision board is somewhere in my apartment. I think it was just those three: self-confidence, financial security. They're really broad, I feel like, but I think they kind of embody everything I want to do. Like, nothing is too much, nothing is crazy in terms of what I want, especially if what I want, right? Because I want money, and money is great. You know, money is a source of usual evil, right? But yeah, also I can't draw for shit, and it's kind of making me pissed that I'm not like born with a talent of just drawing, but that's okay. Anyway, I was talking about my week, right? This is a debrief portion of this stream. Trying to remember that I stream now and not just make YouTube videos. Okay, so as you all know, or if you haven't been keeping up, I started my first week at my new job this week. Like, this entire week was like my first official week back, and I'm working at a retail store as a store manager in training, meaning I'm training. Literally, that's what it means. I'm training to be a store manager, and so far it has been kind of chaotic, because there are people who just don't know what I have to do. So I just been like following other people who work at the store and doing their jobs as well, while they kind of like figure out what I'm supposed to do. Like, imagine you're going to be a team manager at like a Wendy's, but you're supposed to be learning like 10 other things, but they don't know how to train you on everything. They kind of just rotate you through things, right? Which I guess is like the most basic way to train someone. That was what they're doing, which is fine. But like the entire week it was all like, where are you going? And I had to be like, I don't know. Like, I'm just waiting for someone to tell me that. And so it was a lot of that. And then they were just like, oh, you can just follow these people for a week. And I was like, okay. So I was basically helping around the store, the entire store, big ass store by the way, for like an entire week. And let me tell you, I like that position. It's a good position, because it takes a lot of hours out of your day. You're basically getting a lot of steps in. You kind of feel good doing it, but it's like my feet hurt a lot every time I do it, because I'm full-time, so I don't get the benefits of part-time, which there are less benefits than full-time, I know. But I feel like if I got part-time, it will give my feet a lot more of a break, because 8 hours and I'm walking all day, No. Like, I've literally, you think it's bad, right? I've literally worn 3 different pairs of shoes this entire week because every other shoe that I wore was just like really painful on my feet. And it's not even like they painful in general. They were just painful because 8 hours in, you're like, wow, these are not meant for me to be like walking for 8 hours. And I've worn shoes that were like worn for like all day, but not when you're standing still for 8 hours. Not still, but like you're moving around, no time to sit. Like, I kind of feel like I used to work at Wendy's like years ago during college, and it was the exact same thing. Like, you're just standing all day on your feet all day, and you're just like and I did cashier at the drive-thru, so I didn't really move much. I was just standing there, and you can move around a little bit to help package food and whatever, but literally for the most part you're standing still. And it was so stupid because I'm literally trying not to lock my knees, trying not to like, buckle over, because I did it in the summer too, so it was hot as heck inside and out. And it was just like a miserable experience, also because the place was ghetto as hell. But like, the customers were ghetto, the employees were ghetto. It was a hot mess. Like, you could not, someone was always accusing someone of stealing. It was a mess. But it was also like a not great experience because I just didn't feel like I was kind of like removing parts of my physical health for this job, if that makes sense. Like, I once had a coworker at Wendy's that started there like a few weeks after me, and even though she was a lot more newer to me, she was already thinking about quitting because she was working the deep fryer, so she made the nuggets and the fries. And that's where she was stationed all day. Like, literally all day she was stationed to work at the fries and the nuggets, meaning that she was exposed to like the hot oil smell all day, and she was getting nauseous, and she was starting to call off days after working. She, like, immediately after she started working there, she was already calling off because it was like she was getting nauseous from it. The whole situation was making her feel really, really ill, and then she eventually just like quit because it was just like, what is the point of working here if I'm literally getting sick? I mean, I don't know how no one else got sick, because I'll be around it for a few minutes and I'll be like, I don't like the smell of deep fryers at all. Like, in general, I don't like it, but at Wendy's, it was just like, okay, now this is just turned up to the max, and it was horrendous. Now, I know why they have to put it on, because you gotta make those fries in the bag somehow, but it was terrible. And to have people just sit there, or not even, I wish we could stand there and work on that. No. But yeah, that's what happened. And that's kind of what happened here. I mean, I'm not smelling deep fryer shit, but like, it's definitely been a struggle to like move my body, because it is like 8 hours straight of me walking up and down the store doing stuff that is in reality, it's not that bad. Like, it's not that bad. I like the row. It's honestly nothing to it, like, at all. It's really not hard, simple, whatever, but you're doing it for 8 hours straight and your feet are killing you. So I've been rotating through like different shoes that I own, going based on what I've worn the most, what I've thought about the shoe, whatever, because it has to be a black shoe, so I can't wear my normal like white shoes that I wear usually every video. So I've just been wearing like every black shoe that I own, and I just couldn't find anything. Because every time I wear a black shoe, I'll think, oh, this is fine, I've worn these before for hours, but like, it's hours for sitting down for hours, so it's never something that's like literally 5 minutes and then I'm like standing for 8, So every shoe I've worn, I've just regretted wearing it because I've just been like, okay, these are terrible shoes for like walking. And then I pull out my boots, like these ankle boots that, I don't like so many ankle boots, and they don't have zippers on the ends, so they kind of like open on the side. I don't know how these shoes came to be looking like that. Like, I don't have a picture of it right now. Also, this picture is gonna be like the worst drawing I ever drew. I know for a fact. But I literally have like ankle boots that don't have a zipper, but seem like it should have a zipper on the side because it's just open. But I wore those today, and my feet still hurt, which I don't think is gonna go away. But I also felt so much more freer in those shoes, because I literally was able to like remove the shoe so easily from my foot every time the pain got so bad. It sounds crazy to say I was in pain at work, and I kind of hate the fact that I'm even in pain at work, because one, I don't want this job. It's not like a terrible job, I just don't want to work here, right? I'm glad to have it, but it's not my end goal. Two, it sounds stupid to be like, yeah, I was at pain at work. Hello? What are we talking about? I should not be in pain at work. Like, that's the dumbest thing to me, because I'm not going to be wanting to deal with problems when I get older, and I can attribute it back to this job. Like, that's not, we don't do that. We're not going to be like our parents and our ancestors who did that bullshit. We're going to, get something better, for real. But yeah, I was at pain at work, and I'll be taking off my shoe during lunch period, because I'll literally just slide them off my feet, because there's no zipper, there's no buttons, there's no shoelace. It's just an open side. So no one said anything, so it was fine. I mean, it wasn't like it was actually open. It just had a flap that wouldn't close. And to me, that was great, because honestly, having all my other shoes be like a closing countment, mean I couldn't really move my shoe off my foot unless I untied it, then I opened up the size and everything. Like, that was just, no. But this shoe, I'm gonna wear it more often, for sure, because I'd be in pain. I'd be in pain, for real. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's the first week. It wasn't crazy. It's just me doing the same thing every single day. I wasn't able to clock in because they didn't put me on a schedule this week. Because someone didn't put me on a schedule this week. I really don't know why. So they better pay me my paycheck, because if I find out they didn't pay me my paycheck, I'll be like, bro, let's not act brand new, because I heard they give you money weekly here. So if I don't get a paycheck next week and they start talking about well, you didn't clock in last week, I'm gonna be like, I didn't clock in last week. You saw me on the cameras. You saw me literally work for 8 hours straight, killing myself, like probably killing myself. So I better get a paycheck. And so I'm going to figure out what I'm supposed to do, because it's getting real tiring hearing people be like, we don't know what you're supposed to do here. There's no way I'm the only one with my position title at this big ass retail store. Like, there's so many workers here. You're telling me I'm the only one who has this title. But anyway, yeah. But in happier news, I had my second interview of the new year. No, sorry, I'm trying to count in my head. When did the new year start? Last Thursday? No, last Wednesday. No, Thursday is right. This is my third interview. Right. No, I'm saying that right. This is my third interview of the new year. I had a third one on Tuesday. Well, no, Tuesday, yes. I made a video about that. It was okay. I think I had needed more experience in what they wanted me to do, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell me no. But I had another interview on Wednesday, and it was online, because I don't know how many times I can skip work for a job interview, but it was online. I think I did really well, actually, because I already been moved to the next round, which is great. Like, it's amazing, because literally I was told by the recruiter that they will find out by Monday. Let me know Monday. I got found out on like Wednesday or maybe Thursday, which is yesterday, if you don't count the fact that it's literally Saturday right now. And I was like, whoa, they like me that well. It was a 30-minute interview, so like, it wasn't probably like difficult for them. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I'm just like, what can make people really not like me in the first round? But I've had first round interviews where I don't make it to the second round. I've always questioned, like, what the heck did I say? Because I'm usually always able to like go to the next round. So when I don't go to the next round, I'm like, that doesn't sound possible. I'm usually a good public speaker, so there's no way, kind of egging myself on, because it's either that or I stress myself out, and we don't do that no more. But yeah, I made it to the next round. They love me, actually. She told me her hiring manager loved me and moved me to the next round. So the next round is something. I honestly don't know. These aren't really interviews you can like truly, like, they're words, right? There's no like technical part of these interviews. There's really not even like a PowerPoint or presentation. I did have one of those when I first started interviewing like months ago in like July, where one person wanted me to make a whole case study for them, and I was like, boy. And I still worked at my old job, so I was like trying to do it, but I was also like not really that interested, because I realized the job was for like accounting manager, and I realized I don't know shit about money. I know my own money, and that's it, and I barely know that, so I don't think I should be doing someone else's money. And they never put me to the next round. They also didn't tell me any feedback after I asked them several times, so yeah, it was probably for the best. Definitely for the best. I don't think I would be happy working there if I gotta talk about money all day. But yeah, that happened. And then, but yeah, I'm going to the next round. It's on Thursday next week. It is at 12 p.m. I will be at work, but I'm going to have a lunch break, and they don't time you. I also don't have to clock out for a lunch break, which is great, unless I leave the building. So I'll be able to like legit do the interview. I don't know why, but I always feel weird doing an interview at my job, because it's like, it feels weird to be having this new job and then already be like interviewing and be in the building as I interview. So I literally was doing it in the bathroom for my last interview, because I was just like, well, I don't have headphones, so I can't exactly like sit in the break room and just be yapping. Because I mean, you know, people will probably figure out that's an interview, but I don't really care if they do, right? I think that some people already quit without me even knowing. So, because there's this other girl who like she's not working with me, but she was hired the same day I was. I have not seen her since Monday. I couldn't tell you where she was, where she went. And mind you, I'm walking around this entire building every day, and I don't see her once. Yeah, no, she must have like quit. She must have like did something must have happened. I kind of feel kind of bad, not because I did anything, but because it's like, damn, she had a whole other job, and she was able to like potentially just leave or whatever. And yeah, I'm still like here having to like do all this. I mean, granted, I could quit, obviously, like that's always an option, but I just don't want to, because the money's not great, it's terrible, but I don't know. I feel like I've never really quit that much in life. I quit at some things, but I try not to quit too much, because then it becomes a habit. And the new year just started, so I'm trying to say job security, and yeah, I'm quitting a job. That's crazy. And the job isn't even that bad. I just don't like that walking aspect, because like, tell me why I'm doing all this bullshit. I'm walking around for 8 hours a day, and no, like, oh my god, it's so crazy too, because I see people limping who works there, and they like, there's this, not to speak ill about people, because there's nothing ill about what I'm saying, but there's this old guy that works there, because a lot of older people, they love working at retail, because for them it's a lot easier, and I guess it's not as grueling to them as it is for me, because I'm not used to like literally moving my body and also being in pain, because that's just not normal at all. But anyway, there was this like really old person who was like limping, heavily limping, like you would have thought he needed a cane for real. And I'm thinking like he's a customer or something, because I'm like, you know, sometimes people just have their life stories. No, this man literally goes to like the back to go change into like to put stuff in the locker room where we all work, and I'm thinking, oh, he's a whole employee and he about to work. And I'm just like, I mean, I get it, the money needs to come in, but I'm pretty sure he's not a full-timer, so he doesn't get any benefits. So to me, it just felt like he was risking life just to get this paycheck, and he's already like injured, like heavily injured. This man is wholeheartedly like limping. Nothing about him screamed, oh, he was like, you know, dealing with that shit internally. No, he was limping. You would have thought he was injured that day. It was so sad, because I was just like, oh my god. Like, I really hope it's not because of the job, because if the job made him limp like that, I need to get out of here quickly. Luckily, I work only Monday through Fridays, because the moment I left to go home, people were like, oh, see you tomorrow. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. I will be seeing any one of you guys on Monday. Like, oh, I don't work Monday. It's like, honestly, I should just show it's part-time, because I feel like it'll just be easier. I feel like 4 hours does a lot better on your body, because it's 4 hours versus like 8 hours, whatever, right? That's too far. 8 hours is definitely a lot worse, especially when it's like 5 days a week. And then I get home and I'm always like extremely tired, because I was just on my feet all day. And then on top of that, my body is hurting. So I have to like literally feel like I can't do anything. I can't even go to the gym, because how do you go to the gym when your feet hurt, right? Like, you're not working out and your feet hurt from walking for 8 hours. Like, that's bullshit. So I literally haven't been to the gym all week, which sucks too, because I like going to the gym, but I usually try to go as much as I can. That's why I like having remote work. It's just so much easier. I mean, the job I had was actually supposed to be hybrid, but they just stopped caring, so I just did that shit remotely. I mean, it worked out either way, because it was 8 to 4, and then go to the gym till 5. But now with this gym, it's 9 to 5, and on top of that, an hour-long commute. On top of that, I'm in pain. So, welcome to reality, baby. It sucks over here. Anyway, but the job itself, like outside of the pain, which is crazy to say, is fine. Like, I like the role. I will still be quitting the moment an opportunity presents itself. Which, speaking of opportunities, I have another interview that I've been offered. Obviously, it's not a role, so I have to like wait to get the interview. I did reply back. They have not replied back with the time that I'm supposed to do it yet. Because I'm trying to have them work around my schedule, because they asked me when am I free, and I was like, well, very early in the morning or after 5, because like either or is not gonna work. Because I don't really want to do it during my lunch period. Like, I'm not trying to make my lunch period the new interview times, because that's kind of stressful to be like working and then instantly have to be like, well, now I have to go find somewhere to like do an interview, and it's going to be the bathroom, right? I'm not going outside the building to do an interview. Like, it's winter. Like, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I just don't want to do all that shit. So I'm trying to tell them like, hey, can we just do it this time? So she hasn't replied back to me, so I have no idea if she can or cannot do it, the interviewer. But I'm hoping they can, because I don't want to miss out on an interview just because of this job. It just would kind of defeat the purpose of trying to get a job. And then on top of that, I'm supposed to be able to like change my schedule. Not like anything crazy, but like I can change the hours I work. Still be 8 hours, but it would like change. But I haven't been told that, because I don't think anyone knows that that's the case for me. Why don't they know? It's a great question. I don't know myself. It kind of sucks when they don't know it, because it makes me feel like I'm crazy for even applying for this job. I know they'll eventually know, but right now it just feels like I could have been unemployed. I would have been okay with that, surprisingly. When I was unemployed, I had like, honestly, at first I was so stressed, because I was like, I've never been fired from a job before, so it's just like, oh, this is like, I've been let go from like a college job, but I had another one, so it was like never anything serious. But with this one, it was just like, oh, well, we're laying you off because we can. And I was like, oh, okay. It was just weird, and I was just like feeling kind of shitty. But then after a while, I got used to the idea of being laid off, because for once I wasn't like bored or anything else, because my company didn't want to give me work. I actually gave myself work to do, and I was able to implement it a lot easier because I was off a job, right? And I'm not sure if I was able to do it as well as now. I feel like so far I've been really good at pushing the content out, because I'm doing them over the weekend a lot more, because morning time is like the best lighting. So I tend to try to do it in the morning where I can get the light, because once I get back from work it's already dark outside, which is annoying. I don't even blame the time. I blame the fact that I work so. Anyway, grateful and all that bullshit, grateful for the job. I can still talk shit about the job. It's that kind of serious. And it's crazy too, because like everyone does the same type of role. I feel like I honestly just love to work corporate, just because I like to like be on a computer for one, but also just like not be walking around for 8 hours. I feel like the benefit of having a great job is knowing that you don't have to like kill your body. I mean, you might kill your eyes, you might kill your mind, you might kill your self-esteem, you might kill your energy level and a lot of shit. But yeah, but like, as long as you're physically okay, you can maybe not. I don't know. I just don't want to do this shit. But I'm good for now. My feet feel a lot better now. But I was also just like trying to go to T-Mobile because I had to return something, which took another hour. So everything was just building on top of each other. But luckily it's a Friday, and I'm mainly done with this picture. It is really hard to draw something because it just kind of looks like shit. But I think when you start doing it, at least for me, and I'm talking because I don't know who thinks I'm an artist here. Thank God I put beginner. Like, people think I'm Picasso or something. Some of his artwork is ugly too. I do kind of feel as if it is nice to try art. I'm not doing this to improve. So if you think I'm supposed to improve after like 10 pieces of artwork, you're sadly mistaken. That is never going to happen even if I draw for the rest of my life. I don't want to. I mean, I do want to improve a little bit. Like, I don't want to be shit, but I also am not looking to like take a course. I'm not that patient. And that's not on my bingo list. I would do it. Honestly, if I had known what a New Year bingo was, I probably would have done one. But I feel like I'll have to look up a bunch of people's like goals and do it for myself, because I don't think I have at least 12 goals I'm working towards, unless it's like super duper specific, and then I have to like say it, and I feel like if I say it, then I have to do it. Maybe not, because I say a lot of things and I don't always do them, but it kind of like puts them into perspective. I try not to care about a lot of stuff that I do. I'm not a go with the flow person, but I don't make huge plans to do stuff. Like, for example, I don't plan on applying for jobs every time I go home. I don't plan on, read my book I should. Let me stop playing. I should read my book every day. But for a lot of things that I do, I don't make a plan in my mind to be like, I'm gonna read a book every day, or I'm gonna read a book once a month. I'm doing that, right? That's a literal goal that I'm doing, and I didn't say that for my New Year's resolution for some reason, because I already accomplished it last year. And that wasn't even a goal I had. I just said, yeah, I'm gonna read 12 books in a year, and I did. Or I'm gonna apply to so many jobs and do this and that, go to this many career fairs, and I do. But for some reason, I don't see them as a New Year resolution. They're just goals to me, because they are goals, right? New Year goals are your real goals. But I don't put them into perspective, because to me, it's like being a planner. I was gonna say breathing air, but that sounds too dramatic. To me, it just feels like I'm just doing something normal. Like I'm just like writing down my agenda for the day, being like, yeah, I'll do this, do that, and then just happen to like repeat the same things every day. Like, oh, apply for jobs this many times, go to this many conferences, read your book this many times, make a video this many times, stream. These are things that I am actively doing on purpose, because I actually want to get better or even accomplish something at the very end of it. But it's the same thing as a New Year's goal. I think last year I even told myself I didn't have any goals, when in reality I had like 10. But I like it that way, because I always feel like I do better when I'm not putting pressure on myself, right? Like, yeah, I would like 100,000 subscribers. I like 50 subscribers. I'm almost there, but it's crazy that I'm not, But I don't put that kind of pressure on myself, because at the end of the day, a lot of things that I do are for like myself. I don't make the most exciting content out there. I know that. I'm not trying to be the next Mr. Beast. I'm not trying to make crazy vlog videos. I'm not trying to go in with like 1,000,001 edits, because that's not my content. That's not me. I'm more of a chillax person who tends to like do whatever I want, and then if things go wrong, I pivot quickly, because sometimes it was just not meant to be that way. And if things go well, then I'm like, great. I only expect the best, but I prepare for the worst, So I kind of take that approach in my YouTube videos. So I try to be more relaxed, more chill vibes. And not everyone jives with it on YouTube, and that's totally fine. I'm not one of those people who be like, I've been streaming for like 20 million years and I see nothing good. And it's like, were you pushing for it? If you were pushing for something good to happen and it never happened, I mean, shit. Some people have great content. You will never see them make money off their content, which is kind of crazy. I heard AI is really going crazy on YouTube these days, but I think it really just depends on how well you're willing to push for your own content, because I'm not breaking bones. I'm not editing for 20 hours a week just to push out a vlog, right? Like, come on now. I pushed out I have one vlog out, and I have another one coming out on Sunday, and so I feel kind of good. I'm about to film again tomorrow when I actually remember what I'm doing. So things like that are happening. But I don't ever see myself as being like, I'm actively going to go crazy and do a bunch of stuff I'd never done before, unless I want to. I like doing things because I want to do them, not because I'm told to do them, because unless I'm getting paid to be told to do something, I'll honestly just forget to do it. Or it's not that interesting to me. So that can always happen. And it kind of sucks, because some of the ideas I have, they do happen later in life. Like making a YouTube video, or the channel, right? I always had a YouTube channel, obviously, but I used to make videos when I was a kid, but I got so cringed out when I found out my friends found this that I just legit stopped it. It's not deleted, but it's definitely privated. For the best. I don't know. I was doing book videos in them too, so I guess I always wanted to do a book video. So thank God I kept that up, I guess. But I just never really care about making YouTube videos. And then when I was really bored from my old job, which is crazy to work at a tech company and be so bored, you want to make a YouTube video. Like you make a whole YouTube channel because of it. But I was so bored that I was like, I should make a podcast. And I was just thinking about it, but I literally didn't do anything about it for weeks, because it's one of those things where you're like, I'm going to wait and make sure it's something I really want to do. Because if I don't want to do it, I don't want to like put all this effort and time and money into it just to quit in 2 days, right? But weeks went by, I still want to do it. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll do a podcast. I have one, you won't find it, good luck. The other thing I said I was going to do was a YouTube channel, because the podcast was like bi-weekly. And it was me and my friend, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. That's great, but that doesn't really help me. I feel like it doesn't really turn on my creative juices, because I'm bored at work. I'm not trying to give them anything I owe, right? I'm not making them a demo project to push a project. Like, I'm not going to do anything that's going to benefit my company more than it benefits me, is what I'm trying to say. So then I started to think about YouTube channel and think about, well, I would love to record. I love to do all these things, but am I going to show my face? I'm going to be faceless with all this stuff. And then I'm saying this for months. And then eventually I do it in like the summer of some year, 2024, I think. So it's been over a year since I started. Hooray. And honestly, it's been great. I honestly love making YouTube videos. I know the views kind of show otherwise, but I do love it. I'm not trying to become a YouTuber full time. Not happening, right? There's no way. Unless someone really called out my YouTube channel and then I somehow continue making the same shit that they love, I really don't see a reason why I would become a YouTuber, like at all. But I'm being more focused on what I want to do for my channel versus what I was doing last year. Because last year I was just doing everything and anything because it's my channel. It's my first year doing shit. I wanted to know what I liked doing. I wanted to know what I was good at. I definitely want to know what I wanted to like really keep on my channel. And the main thing is a book video. I realized if I really want to do something, but I'm really bad at doing it when I'm alone and have no one to tell, I do it really well for YouTube. Like the book video. Like I have to read my book today. I have to read it. I've not read a book today at all. But I've read 12 books for the entire year because I had a channel, right? I went out more because I told myself I needed a video idea, right? I literally like applied to so many jobs because I told myself I need to make a video about how I apply to so many jobs and how my strategies work. So I had to do it myself, right? I used Notion for a few months and I quit that shit because it was so annoying to use. I don't like using agendas. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really bad at using agendas because one, you have to open the app and go through it all, and it's just like, give me a to-do list and I'll do it. Granted, I have a to-do list and I still don't even look at that shit because I'm just like, it is what it is. Like I'll look at it once in a while and be like, I did that. I forgot to do that. Gotta do that tomorrow. You know, but most of the time I just remember. So I never like using an agenda. Even when I was in elementary, high school, I never used an agenda for my homework. I just full face on remembered because I would just be like, oh, well, we talked about this in class, so I definitely have homework for that. Or I'll just write it down in my notebook for the notebook I had for the class that we had homework. So I would never have to like worry about that shit. I never missed homework because of that. It was great. Honestly, amazing. So yeah, for me to try to do an agenda now, after all this time, hell no. That was never gonna happen, unfortunately, for anyone who cares. But yeah, if you're thinking I'm someone who could tell you how to plan your life, do not look at me. I'm like always the worst person for most things because I'm just like, I never have the more traditional path in anything. I always have like a kind of an orthodox path in anything I do. So it's almost like you look at me for like the obvious answer that you could probably find from like 10 other people, and I'll tell you something totally left field and you're like, oh, I don't know how to replicate that. And it's like, good, you probably shouldn't. Like, it's not something you should be replicating because you don't want to replicate me not using a planner and still getting all my work done, because I don't have great memory, but I can remember stuff that are like really important. And if I don't remember it, then it wasn't that important because I would have wrote it down if I knew I could have forgotten, you know. And I know a lot of people need agendas and they make stationary stuff and it's really cutesy, but yeah. But a lot of things that I do are very unorthodox in a good way, but no one should follow them. They're not the kind of thing I'd be bragging about. You know, they help me save a lot more time just because I don't have to do certain things. But anyway, Anyway, I finished the AI drawing. And actually, you know what? It doesn't look that bad. Maybe the arm is a bit lower than it should be, but other than that, you can tell she looks more depressed. So this is a side by side. You can't really say yes. I'm just gonna lift it. This one is apparently AI generated. I don't know who this is, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's AI generated. And then this is the girl I drew. It's kind of funny because you can kind of tell that the other girl looked more confident in what she's doing and maybe brave. And then the girl I drew looked like she was an emo girl for real. Like, it's so weird. Okay. Hope that's better just to look at. Yeah. It looks better than I think it did. I'll say that much. I thought I was gonna butcher it like fully, but I guess it didn't look terrible. Could have been a lot worse, honestly. But yeah, what was I talking about? Planning. Yeah, I'm really bad at planning stuff. Mainly because I just don't do. Speaking of planning, I gotta make like a planning video for. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. I'm going all over the place. Work was fine. Great. I have an interview next week, and I'm waiting for a response back from another person to give me a whole different interview. So that's what I need to do. That's my main debrief for the week. And I'm reading a book. I streamed twice this week. I released a video twice this week. My next video is on Sunday. And I also need to film another video for next week as well. I'm trying to film most of my videos on a weekend just because I'm pretty sure I'll have like zero time when work starts and all that. Well, again, you know. But let me tell you more about my YouTube channel. I think I already talked about this, but I'm gonna do it again. I don't care. I also don't know the title of my own YouTube video, so I'm gonna just figure that out real quick because I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. I'll tell my YouTube channel. I don't care. While I look for a picture to draw. They said like humanoid sketches. Please don't. I already struggled with one. It was my first one, and it actually isn't that bad. But I don't want to do that shit ever again. That shit was longer than expected. But yeah. Oh my god, imagine if I can draw this. Bruh, you'll never hear me shut the fuck up again. Anyway, I've been trying to do more with my YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm not trying to have like big goals or anything because I don't want to like put numbers in my head and potentially stress I always feel like I'll potentially stress myself out when I probably won't, but I don't want to stress myself out. I like being calm, cool, and collective, so I purposely don't make big deals out of a lot of stuff because at the end of the day will end and it will start new. So unless it's so serious that it will carry over to the next day, I try not to like worry too much about it, you know. And so one of the biggest things I'm trying to do right now is address my YouTube channel. I'm not deleting anything, right? You should never delete your old work. Also, I like my shit, so I'm definitely not doing that bullshit. What does this say? Seriously, that's one comment. This is the original. Oh, that's cute. What was I talking about? YouTube channel. Right. So the biggest thing from YouTube channel is I want to change how I literally make content. Not how. I want to like adjust the categories. Because my channel, I changed the banner. So it's about lifestyle, tech, and blogs. Tech because of the tech industry I'm into, not because I'm going to learn and teach you tech. I'm not Marquise Brownlee. I'm not doing that. Okay, great. Anyway, what I am trying to do more of is be more consistent about what I'm filming and not just film anything. It was fun, but you know, I never had a goal of what I was filming, so I'll just film whatever I wanted, and then it came out looking like I would have been watching myself, basically. It was very basic, Very, very basic. Oh, it looks so cool, but I'm such a terrible artist. This will look horrendous, but this is mine now. I'm gonna do this. I should stop doing eyeballs because it's such a bad idea, but I'm gonna draw this one. Such a bad idea, but I'm doing it anyway. I love when a bad idea happens anyway. I don't even know what to draw first. That's the worst part. But anyway, I've broken my YouTube channel into 3 categories. One is the art streams I do twice a week because I realize it's the best way for me to draw. So I'm going to continue to do that. You see how it's like a whole nother way for me to just like do what I need to do? It's because I just have a YouTube channel. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I probably would never be drawing as much. And then the next main videos I'll have is about jobs, right? Either job search, career fairs, or anything of the sort. So it will honestly be like sit down videos of like tips and tricks I've done, going to a career fair, going to an interview, how my week looked, and my first, like how many interviews I've done, all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know how to make another tip and trick video because I've made like 2 and it's like the same thing I've always done. Honestly, I feel like more people are just replying back to me from when I applied in December because it's a new year and I'm suddenly like the person they want for their job, I guess. So it is nothing to really like apply for a job, and then if your application is good, it doesn't hurt to like have them reply back to you. It's actually pretty good, right? And then my third one is just have more vlogs that are outside the realm, not even vlogs really, but just videos outside of like work. Because if you don't watch my streams, or you do watch my streams, you don't watch my YouTube video, I don't want them to always be about like jobs and stuff. Because luckily I never made my whole brand a job. I just had that be like the main focus for a very long time because I always had people used to ask me how to make a resume and how to find a job in the tech world, all that jazz. So it made it very easy for me to like know what my niche was going to be on YouTube. But then I wanted to do like a lot of other stuff, so I just kept exploring. So instead of like branching out to 20 different YouTube channels, because I will not keep up and I do not care to do so, I decided to just put it all on one channel, but make more concise. So job and like job stuff, everything job related will be on my channel. Anything lifestyle related. So if I'm going out with friends, maybe not those, because I don't know. I have to keep my personal life personal. But maybe if I'm like doing a vision board or making sketch videos or I'm getting ready for the Super Bowl or I'm cooking or something like more fun and exciting, or I'm going out to an event, you know, those will be on my channel, and then our streams will be on my channel too. Now, originally it was supposed to be like one job career type of video on my channel, and then it was supposed to be like another video of lifestyle, and that was supposed to be like twice a week, right? But this week I did 2 job videos, and I realized, I'm pretty sure they're both vlogs too. And they're 100%. Well, one of them is a vision board, so I guess I didn't do both of them. No, I did it right. Okay, great. Oh, perfect. Never mind. Pretend I said anything. Pretend I didn't say anything, because I really just said something stupid. Anywho's the boozers. Yeah. So I want to do that more often. I'm gonna try to have like one video be about like my job search and all that jazz. I'll try to keep it like new and fresh, because I'm sure it won't be that exciting to hear about the same thing I'm doing at the time before. And then one video will be about me going out and stuff like that, because you know it's a new year, so people have a lot more events happening this year, and I want to be a part of that shit because I think it'll be super duper fun. And yeah, and I'm trying to make more of an effort to go out because I already spent a lot of money on Ubers. I learned to take a bus again. So yeah, and that is what I'm doing. And so far it's been going well. This is the first weekend I have since my job started, so I think I have a few things planned this weekend to go to according to my calendar. So hopefully I actually do it, you know. Unless they're like super duper early in the morning, then I'm kind of cooked, because like almost 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure of it. But yeah, so I'm hoping you guys stay and watch the content. If you don't care about the content, that's totally fine as well. I get it. Not everyone watches everyone YouTube videos. It's kind of sad too, because there are some people who have made great content, but then I'll watch like a video that popped up on my For You page like 4 months after it was posted, and it's a great video. And I'm only now seeing it, and I'm like, ooh, that's crazy. YouTube really has like the worst algorithm sometimes. But like, they don't even post like that sometimes. Like, I'll watch a video from a creator and be like, oh, I like their videos, you know, whatever. Follow, subscribe. And then months go by, crickets. And I'm just like, that sucks. Because I would really like to watch more people videos, not just because they're small creators or whatever, like they just have good videos, right? That's really, and at the end of the day, as long as your videos are good, like you hopefully will get the success you want. Some people get a lot faster than you, some people don't get that shit at all. As long as you like your videos, you are okay. That is my philosophy, and that's what I'm trying to live by with my own content. Like, I want to look back on a video, which I probably will never look back on my videos. Not because I don't like them, because I just don't rewatch content like that. So I would know exactly what I say in my own videos. The only videos I'll ever rewatch are probably the vlogs of me going out to like new places, new events, because I feel like those would be the only ones that I would like actually be like, how was this place? Was it good? Was it forgettable? Like, what did I do? But everything else is just like, I'm not gonna give a shit if I apply to 10 jobs that week. Like, I don't care. You know, like, tips and tricks are great, but I'm probably gonna keep doing them for a long period of time, so I probably won't even forget about them, if that makes sense. So, but yeah. But as long as you like your shit, it's honestly that it is. And I know people love me the same videos every year. How to become a content creator in this year? And it's like, you're just recreating someone else's nachos. Like, it's okay though. I honestly don't think it's like, I don't know, unless you really don't want to show your face, you don't have to. In my opinion, it takes a long time to edit those videos. I tried it for like 2 days or 2-3 videos, and it was just forever of me like trying to like make content, find the content, and see if I'm going to get copyrighted if I use that content. It's a mess, because yeah, it became a battle, and I was like, I'm gonna show you my face. I'm not that scared. Like, I'm not scared to show my face online. It's fine. Like, it was totally fine. But I know some people probably would love to be like faceless, and hopefully they like the content. They love the editing process. The editing process, I feel like, is like the worst. And it's not even that bad sometimes. It's just that that's my thing about editing. I purposely just somehow waste more time in a day. The videos would get out maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm actively posting them because I literally finish editing them at like 2. And it's only because I'll be home all day and I'll think about editing my YouTube video, and I'll procrastinate like a motherfucker. Like, I'll procrastinate so hard the moment I find out, oh, I have to make a YouTube video, don't I? All of a sudden I'm procrastinating. It's like, damn. If I did not say that a lot in my head, I probably would have been like doing other stuff. But I'll procrastinate so hard. It'll be done, but nah. Because the moment I know how long that video was, it's gonna take like twice that long to edit it, and it's so annoying. I also don't use I use a good video editing software. It's just that I use it on my laptop, which is a good computer, but I feel like with everything coming out with like AI being pushed onto, you know, computers, which makes the RAM really fucked up, and you need a bunch more RAM space to take up AI and the fucking work that you actually paid for. It makes it really hard for people like me to like edit a fucking vlog video sometimes, because it was just like, it will want to like default into killing itself before I even have a chance to edit my video. Luckily it saves everything I do, but still it's so annoying, because sometimes I'll edit and it will hit the not responding page, and I'm just like, oh, please let me edit. Like, I think one of my videos this week took 3 times as long to edit, because literally the software was on that not responding era for a while, and I was just sitting there like, I already don't want to edit, and now it's fucking me over. So, and I like editing once I start, but before I start, I don't like editing. I think it's like terrible, but I want to pay someone, because that's part of the reason why I wanted to make a YouTube channel, was to give myself something to do. And editing is something to do. Like, I get to figure out what I want to do, what I want to try out. Like, I'm trying to incorporate a lot more things in my channel without overblowing it, because there are people out there who like go crazy with the cutscenes and everything. That's fine. I like it, but I'm not the kind of person who will put that much in my video, because it doesn't need it, in my opinion. Maybe you might think it needs it, but for me, if I think it's cringe to have that much in my own video, I really am not gonna do that shit. I'm not David Dobrik, okay? I don't do anything just for a source of entertainment, okay? Simple as that. I'm not him, not no one else but myself. I like my videos to be rewatchable for myself, right? Now, maybe not last year, but this year, we're trying to make content that's better. I got a new phone. I got, a tripod. I got some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm leveling up a little bit in the world. I got a microphone. I am not trying to sound and look like a bum in this good year. But, that also means I gotta do a lot more work to make sure that all the good stuff that I'm investing is not gonna blow back in my face. So yeah, I will keep pushing videos, try and make myself look good in them, make sure it is entertaining. I'll try not to yap as much. I know I yap sometimes, because sometimes my videos be like 5 minutes. I'd be like, damn girl, what did you even do that day? But it's so funny because they would be short and I'll still get like no views. So it's like, bruh, like y'all scared of a short video? Like what's going on? Like I don't even purposely make them short. It's just that I don't film as much because I don't do as much, even in a vlog. Because I literally would go 3 places, do so much, and then also have not much to show. But, I think that's fine. Because it makes it easy to digest and stuff like that. Ugh, my nose is itchy. Oh my gosh. Anyway. I don't know how to draw his eyeball. I think it's good for the eye. It's not as detailed as a picture, but I also don't know how to shade. And I have a mechanical pencil when you probably should use, a regular pencil if you want to do shading. Anywho's a boozer. But yeah, my YouTube channel, I'm just gonna stay focused on the 2 things: job search. Even if I find a job, I would like to continue on like that, and then also doing more like lifestyle vlogs and stuff like that, and then art streams twice a week. Cause look at me go, guys! Look at me go. Literally, one of my friends, she has like a whole arts Instagram. And I'm so happy she does, because she's an artist for real. She's also in the tech space, but she's an artist for real. And she's amazing. And I love her art. And no, I'm not going to steal her idea and post this on socials, but I think it's good to like see the process of someone who doesn't know how to draw for shit actually draw. So then no one can be like, oh, you're cheating. It's like, you can't cheat at drawing. But yeah, YouTube is where it's at right now for what I want to do. I don't really have bigger dreams or goals, because what is the point of that? All my dreams and goals tend to happen pretty quickly in a 3-month time span. Meaning if I want something, I have a good time before I either feel really bored by the idea, or it's yearning enough for me to be like, okay, I'll do it. And it would be like the first time I even think about doing something. Like for YouTube video, I didn't think about doing a YouTube video for like several months before I did it. When some people have been like, I've been wanting to be a YouTuber since I was a child. And I'm just like, oh no, I didn't want to be a YouTuber. I just tried it out, thought it was cringe and stopped. But I never like thought to go back, But a lot of people want to be YouTubers and content creators these days. And they can. Apparently college is like the best time to do so, because you have so much to do in a day. But I could never imagine doing this in college and still having like my classes. Like, no. Your girl was booked and busy. Like, she barely had time for herself. And then people had time for a YouTube channel. Good for them, because they were shit. Anyway, as long as they graduate. But yeah, I'm glad people are like figuring out what they want to do and stuff, because it's hard out here. A lot of people think traditional methods of jobs will get them somewhere, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And everyone's path is different, or whatever else we like to say, what doesn't work out for us. But at the end of the day, I feel like it gets very hard to like distinguish if you want to do something because it's a good idea, or if you're doing it for money, because we love money. I think most people want a job because they want money, but when kids are asked what they want to be when they grow up, they go based on what they actually like. They don't even think about the money sometimes. The money for them is great, but they don't know that. They don't know that some of their job ideas suck. You know what I'm saying? So for them to want to be like content creators or astronaut because it looks cool, yeah, that's pure. That's nice. Nowadays we're like, money. I mean, yeah, money is great, especially if you thought you're gonna be like a paleontologist, which studies dinosaurs as a kid, and then you realize they make like shitty amount of money. Then you're like, maybe I won't be a paleontologist anymore. Maybe that dream can die. I should have brought my eraser. I left it in my other room, and I'm too lazy to go get it because I don't want to fuck up my beautiful light I got in here. It's not that beautiful. I've been watching a lot of like Hood JJK, a bridge series by Rap So Petty. He's so funny. That shit is hilarious. I did this shit too big tonight because there's no way I'm gonna make a fucking. I don't know how to draw for the life of me. I'm like not thinking about the fact that I have a whole hand. I have to have this thing be held on. I really just drew a fucking circle. Like that shit was gonna make sense. Anyway, Rap So Petty makes these funny ass like a bridge series versions, like hood versions of popular animes, and they're so funny. They're so funny. I watched JJK one because that's when I started watching, and they're so good. I know the new episodes are out. Do not spoil it because it literally just came out yesterday. I also don't know if I want to wait until it fully comes out or I'm just going to watch it weekly because now that I'm back on social media these days, I don't know. I'll probably get spoiled. I went on my Instagram, which I don't really go on there like that. I go on there to post and I leave because I don't want to get sucked into the world of social media because that place will get me sucked in immediately. But like, I went on my For You page. It's filled with anime edits, cosplayers, and I was like, how do they find out what I liked? Cause I don't really follow that many people who do cosplay. Like I follow like 2 or 3, but they're like the same ones I follow for years. And then on my For You page, it's filled with people who do that shit. And I'm like, I don't even be on this app like that. And they just be like knowing, cause it used to be anime and cosplay like years ago on my For You page, and then I stopped. And then I would look up other stuff, and then it changed again, cause obviously, right? And then after that, it changed back, and I'm not sure how it changed back. It's probably because I watched like 1 or 2 videos of people being cosplayers, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, you like it again? Okay, great. And then they changed everything. Like literally go on there, everyone's a cosplayer. And I was like, bro, what is going on? Like, why is everyone a cosplayer on my timeline? Like literally everyone's just cosplaying. And I'm like, good for them. I can never be honestly, if I had like the money, power, and energy, I would honestly cosplay. I really would. It just costs so much to get that deep into that idea that it would not even be a hobby. I have to like make someone pay me for real, because that shit is so expensive. Like you can either buy the costume, make the costume, and make the wig, get a mannequin. Like it's just so much work. You might as well just get a job in that field. And I just never. The most I ever done is honestly Halloween, when I just like find clothing and then I just put it together to look like the costume idea, because I could never be like, yeah, I'm getting this shit made by hand, I'm gonna sew that bitch together, I'm gonna go get the wig. Like, hello, like we're not doing that shit. The only thing I ever do by hand is probably like the actual like weapon. I've been real lazy about it the last 2 years. Last year I was what was I last year? I was a dark fairy and I had wings, but they were so ass because they kept falling apart. For some reason they kept falling apart. So, and then last year, and then a few months ago, I was Lady Justice because we needed her. And that was more accurate because I literally was just buying the stuff that she had. So it made it very easy for me to be like Lady Justice. But it made it hard because I couldn't bring any of that stuff outside because I'm not walking around with a pendulum and a sword. I did walk around with a sword. People thought it was really cool that I had a sword. It was so funny because when I had a sword in the public, people thought it was so cool that I had a sword. People were like, oh my god, I love your sword. I'm like, thanks. Didn't even have my costume on. They just loved the sword. And I was like, okay. I'm glad they liked it. But like, for me, I want to put more effort in my costumes. Because I used to be so, like with the Grim Reaper stuff and everything. Oh yeah, I really wanted to be Halloween for real. That's why I gotta figure out who I'm gonna be this year, and then start deciding how am I gonna make the costume. Cause I usually start in July to make the actual weapons and shit if I need a weapon, but it does take a while because I do not actually be doing that shit for real. I'd be so lazy. I think this year, or I guess last year, I didn't even do it until like October, which is fine. Cause I ended up I wasn't gonna make a pendulum. I was thinking about making it a sword. I don't know. I know if I want to make it wooden, I was gonna make it like 3D printed. But like Google was just being weird. Every time I was like 3D printers in Chicago, and they were just like, well, we have these, but they're not open anymore. And it's like, okay, well then that's annoying, you know. But I'm trying to figure out who I'm gonna be this year because I usually go for something dark. So if you think of an idea, put it in the chat. I usually go for like, I don't really care what idea it is, honestly. It's like whatever idea you have, make it dark. Preferably nothing I've done in the past, because I'm not trying to be a repeater, nor am I trying to be a better version of it. Like, I know I could probably do better at the Harley Quinn costume that I did a few years ago, but I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be better with the newer costume I have versus being the same, but like, you know what I mean. So I was, in order of what I did, I was, in order of what I remember, let's be honest. Well, in college, I was Gwen Stacy, or Spider-Gwen, freshman year. And then I was the Purge junior year. And then I was Grim Reaper, specifically from Supernatural, with a little bit of Sandman senior year. And then I was Harley Quinn the year after. And then I was a Dark Fairy 2 years ago. And then I was Lady Justice a year ago. And Lady Justice, she had tears. So that's how I made her dark. I kind of made her a bit more darker, but I tend not to want to buy too many black dresses. Because if I had a guilty pleasure, it's everything black. At all times, at all places, everything black. I'm not an emo, I'm not alternate, I'm not none of that shit. I just love me a black outfit. I really do. I see a black dress and I'm like, wow, they got that shit on. But yeah. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna be this year. Nothing too hard though, because I do want to like take my time and not take too much time. Because that sounds like sometimes I just feel like it's too much time to wear these, you know, to do the idea. Yeah, but I love dressing up. But anyway, that is an idea for later. I usually do that on my channel, just making a whole idea. I'm trying to be like a little bit better, cause I'm not trying to be a cosplayer, but I love the idea of cosplaying like so much. I do love it. If I had like $1 million and a bunch of free time, which I probably do, but not the $1 million, I would honestly like be a cosplayer so much more, but I don't have the money like that, nor do I have the patience to want to make mistakes and fix it and waste my money. So that's what I'm not gonna do. Yeah. Anywho, that's my For You page and why I don't do that shit. I'm trying to draw this eyeball, but I guess I do need to. I'm like getting a headache and shit. I don't know why. I feel like I haven't been eating very well recently. I blame my job. I'm blaming everything on my job this week. Because I feel like because I work 8 hours, I don't really stop and be like, I'm gonna go get some real food to eat. I just kind of like buy the cheapest thing they have, which is like some really shitty potato tots, and I eat that. And then I go home and I'm like really tired, and then I don't go grocery shopping, so I just go to sleep all day. I eat whatever leftover strawberries in my fridge and I call it a day. And that's been like that for like the last several days. And I kind of feel bad because I'm putting myself in a bad position when my health is like kind of shitty. I mean, it's not like actually shitty. There's always times where I'm just like not eating and I'm just like, it's better than overeating. Which is like a weird way of putting it into perspective, because I've never been like in that weird eating loss mood. And I'm obviously like not super duper skinny, so you wouldn't even know. But sometimes I'm just like, damn, I just don't feel like eating like at all today. Like I feel like if I was like a vampire, or I was like someone that doesn't need to eat to survive, I wouldn't eat. Like I honestly would not eat. I would not even think about eating, because some people do it, like you would do it for pleasure, you might do it because the food tastes good. I would probably just be like, who eats? Like why would you want to eat? Like what's the point of eating? Trying to like adjust this. Let me try something real quick. No. Yeah, I don't know what I expected when I did that. But anyway. But I just don't feel like eating all the time. And then I feel bad because it's like, why am I not eating? And I have a friend who literally asked me, when was the last time you ate? And I'm like, that's a great question. But I was getting on her ass because she eats like an apple and she calls it a day. But then sometimes she'll eat more than me. And I'm always just like, oh shit, I'm a hypocrite. But I don't care. I'm gonna still tell her to eat more. Cause I know she will actually cook all day. Or she'll cook real food and eat it while I'm over here too lazy to go to the store and not wanting to like, deal with it. So I bought a sandwich and I ate that. Cause I was like, no, I need to eat something real. I think I also just don't want to spend money on real food because I'm just like, I already spend money on like whatever I want. But when it comes to food, I'm like, I don't need to eat for real. That's propaganda. No, that's stupid. I need to eat for real. One day I'm gonna faint. I'm just gonna be like, why did I faint? That's gonna be because I don't eat. But I'm not trying to do that. So that's why I'm going to the store tomorrow. And it's crazy too. I'm trying to go to the grocery store this whole week. But every time I get home, my body hurts, which means I'm not trying to go take another 30 minutes after I've been at work on my feet all day trying to get food. And no, I'm not trying to DoorDash or Uber Eats or Instacart because that is so expensive. And I live next to stores that I can go to by foot. And I don't like wasting more money than I have to unless I want to, right? And it sucks because I don't want to be in this job. Because if I was at an office job that's in downtown, that's 1, 40 minutes away from me. 2, it's in the office. 3, it would be an 8 to 4 job. 4, like even if I was like there until 5 p.m., I would still have time to go to the store because I wouldn't be on my feet into the dead of night. Or I can do a quick nap and then be like, I'll go to the store afterwards. Nope, when I get back here, I'm like, I need to rest up. My body needs to heal. If I move, I'm screwed because I'm sore everywhere, every day. I don't want to hear anyone be like, oh, but you get used to it. That's such a weird thing to have to get used to. It's kind of like how people tell women to get used to like wearing heels. It's like, how the fuck are you gonna, how do you just say that to someone? Like, oh, get used to like being in pain. Why would I do that? Like, like that's dumb as hell. It's probably why I don't have heels. I do not wear heels, y'all. I don't like doing things that are painful. I mean, unless it's like uncomfortable, then yeah, it's totally different, right? If it's not causing me like physical, emotional, and mental pain, then yeah, I'll do something that will, stand the test of time and help me actually achieve the goals I want. But if I'm sitting here deluding myself into believing that I will be able to do something that will hurt me now but will cause me great progress in the future, then I better be able to back it up with sources and claims that this shit will actually work before I do it. Otherwise, I'm just wasting my time and my body that believes itself to be a temple, but in reality it's getting used and abused because I have a delusion that society tells me to do something I would rather not do, and by all logic shouldn't do. But anyway, it's just crazy too, because people do things that society tells them not to do, and yet society is the one that makes up all the rules. Like, no one made these rules but us. But yeah, the people in power keep telling you, like, hey, if you want to keep the power that you think you have, you will continue to follow these rules, which is fair. I mean, we don't want anarchy all the time. We say we do, but then it happens and most of us aren't fighting back, So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, no, we probably shouldn't have anarchy. Probably. I think that's bad. But, sometimes I wonder, like, what would happen if we did? No, I don't think that. That'd be crazy. That would be delusional. Delusional. But yeah, no. I always find it crazy that people were, like, forced to do certain things. Like, not in an abusive way, but, like, just in general. I get, like, you look at them and you're like, damn, they really just said I was okay, huh? But that's our society. That's everyone's society. That's the people who get off on seeing other people in pain and how they are okay with seeing them like lose parts of themselves if it means they get to be better. This is about no one in particular, by the way. I like to speak in abstract a lot. So when I speak about things, they're not like towards people. It can be towards like political stuff, towards the most recent news about whatever, towards whatever I'm just thinking about. They're just deep thoughts because guess what time it is? It's the devil's hour, and I'm awake drawing right now, so it's really nothing to sneeze at. And my nose is like super itchy for no reason. But yeah, enough about the doom and gloom of society, because what's the good thing about that? Anyway, Bruno Mars released a new song. I should talk about the things that are actually in my description. Bruno Mars had made a new song, which I feel like is not that big of a deal, right? First of all, I listened to the new song. It's ass. Off bat, it's ass. Great. I don't think I like a lot of his songs. Personally, I'm not like the biggest fan of him. Like, I don't really like Die With A Smile. I like APT. That's a good song. Die With A Smile, not so much. I don't really like those songs, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't like the one she did with Bradley Cooper Ryder, so I don't like that kind of music, in my personal opinion. So when he did Die With A Smile with Lady Gaga, I was like, this is kind of ass too. Like, nothing about that song is good to me. But it was alright, you know. I'm not listening to that shit again. It's so annoying, but it was fine for what it was, which I don't know what it was, but yeah. But he made a new song called I Never Will or some shit like that. That shit was ass too. I was like, okay, but I just accepted it because I'm like, I'm not a good fan. Like, I'm obviously not a fan of Bruno Mars because I don't like his music like that. Like, I like some of his songs, but like the vast majority of his collection is not good in my eyes. And then the few that are good are already mainstream enough that I'm like, okay, well, this sounds good. But I feel like the mainstream also likes it, so like it makes sense why I would like it, because, you know, they're trendy for, I guess, a reason, but also kind of good. But no, this song sucked, and I didn't think much about it. I've been skipping it ever since I heard the song. It's been so crazy to see the discourse about the song, though, because on Twitter, on Twitter, right, people were upset because, one, he think he's a Zionist because he promoted Israel, like, 2023, when he went to go do a concert for them, and this was around the time people were protesting the war. And he just didn't give a fuck. I guess he's been dead for a lot longer than we thought, because his ass just do whatever he can for $1, which is fine. But then it's like, why take a break if you're gonna do it anyway? Point is, people are like getting on his nerves, I guess, because he released a song, right? To me, it sounds terrible. Some people like it. It is what it is. A lot of people are claiming it's the same song he's made in the past. Like, he's supposed to make a band with Anderson Park. Oh gosh, please tell me I didn't. Paak, Paak. I'm like trying to make sure I know these people's names, you know. I don't listen to any one of them. And they're supposed to make a band or whatever, like a real band. And they had like one album that came out like years ago, and they never came out with another song again after that, which is kind of crazy. It's like you really made a whole band just to not exist anymore. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I think like one song in there I liked, and that was it. And it's a whole album that they released, and I was like, yeah. Once again, I'm like not even liking anything in this album either. But it was what it was, right? It is what it is. But people were claiming that the new song that Bruno Mars just came out with was also like the same thing. It was basically the same thing. Like, it's the same music, same style, same tapestry. Nothing really changed from what he was doing years ago. Mind you, this man took a whole break off music just to like come back and do the exact same type of music again. Now, when they said that, and there was a lot of day, I was like, huh, now you're telling me, I do kind of feel like the song I heard sounded familiar. Because, mind you, I don't like Bruno Mars' music. Like, his music doesn't work for me, it's okay. But the fact that I still didn't like his music when it was a new song, but I like APT because it was not the same music he's done before, I was like, oh, you're right. Because there's only so many different types of music of his that I don't like, and there are some that I really do like. And I realized that when he does music I like, it is different from the vast majority of the music that he does on a regular. That could just be his style, whatever. But like, his music doesn't seem to be moving forward in my eyes. Like, I hear the song I Never Will, and I'm like, huh, this sounds familiar, because he's done this type of cadence of music before. He's talked about these type of stories before. He's done this like way of singing before, and it's terrible in my eyes. You might like it, great for you, who cares? But I just didn't think about it, because in my head I'm like, well, it's a bad song, I'll move on. But people who have heard his music for years and actually probably liked it or knew what worked were like, oh, he's doing the exact same songs he's done in the past. And I was like, interesting perspective, because I never thought of it like that, because I'm not a fan, so I never seen it. And he had a music video came out today as well. I didn't watch it for obvious reasons, but someone literally put pictures of his last 3 songs that wasn't APT or Die With A Smile. I think it was the one that was Silk Sonic, the band group that he was supposed to do it, Anderson Peak or Pac. and they all had very similar thumbnail pictures of what the music video was, and they spanned. One of them was from 10 years ago, another one was from a few years ago, and a third one was from this year, and they all had very similar thumbnail pictures. And I was just like, wow, he is literally copying and pasting his own shit. Like, he is copying and pasting his own story. And then one person actually went on Twitter and they were like, his music he has not changed his sound in the last 10 years. Like, his way of singing is the very same. Like, it's nothing changing. He did not evolve. And he went on his Twitter account, Bruno Mars. He went on his Twitter account and he was like, yeah, and you still ain't shit for all your life. And I was like, damn, that's so funny that he thought that was a clap back. He deleted it. Immediately deleted it. I was like, did he really say that shit? But he deleted the tweet so quickly. But people already screenshot it because obviously, right, the Bruno Mars tried to clap back at the tweet that you made about his music and how it was very much like giving the same music that he did last 10 years. And then the conversation started to devolve a little bit because people were starting to say, like, a bunch of people were talking about how bad his music has been lately, and with the newest song that's coming out, and also the fact that he has an album coming out in February, it's starting to feel like he hasn't grown as a musician. He just comes back from these long breaks, does the same thing, expects the same money to pop in, and then does his little "I'm gonna leave y'all alone now" bullshit, right? And it kind of went towards two different conversations that were not the same, but also both thought-provoking situations. The first one was more about how the person who posted that tweet about how his music hasn't changed in 10 years was the only one to actually get a response from Bruno Mars before he deleted it, right? Well, a lot of people were also saying the exact same thing, maybe in more words, maybe just like saying he's ass, whatever. But she was the only one who actually got a response, and people started to believe it was because she had BTS, who's a famous K-pop group that disbanded because of whatever, I guess, military shit. They might not even come back, if we're being honest. But anyway, they were talking about how he worked with BTS in the past, and people have always thought they were collab buddies or whatever because everyone thinks if you work with a K-pop group, we're friendly. Probably not. But people have said there's been drama behind him and BTS that made them not like each other or whatever. And maybe the reason why he replied to someone who he replied to a person, because the person had a K-pop picture in their handle. So it showed BTS. And people are speculating, which they could be wrong because it's Twitter. They're speculating that Bruno Mars replied because they thought that he thought the person that replied to him about his music was a K-pop stan. Like, they only listen to K-pop. They only listen to like a very few amount of his actual music, when in reality it was the other way around. They do listen to K-pop, but they're American and they listen to a lot more American music than they do K-pop. And apparently he started beefing with someone who were listening to his music for real, and that girl had a lot of people in her comments calling him out about how he was trying to like come after someone who was right about how his music sucked and everything. And I was like, I didn't know he had a beef with K-pop. I didn't know he had a beef with BTS because he had a song with Rose, but obviously she's not in BTS. And he's obviously not fully hated by K-pop, otherwise Rose doesn't give a fuck. To be honest, her past is kind of sketchy, so maybe she doesn't even care either way. But I did see that, and I was like, oh, okay. But I couldn't really understand it so much because I don't know the history between him and K-pop, and if he really did contact her because he thought she was a K-pop stan, and it was just a bunch of stuff you had to like speculate before even thinking of what the heck they were talking about. You also have to know what they were talking about, because I was sitting here like, since when did he make a song with BTS? The other camp of people about a song was more thought-provoking, because I guess it was more based in results and truth, versus the other one being like, oh, maybe he just didn't like BTS. Anyway, it was more about how men are allowed, like men musicians and artists are allowed to do their same shit every time they actually want to release music. Or I guess, no, we're going to stick to music. Men are allowed to release music even if it sounds very similar to what they've been releasing for years, while women are kind of told to reinvent themselves to stay relevant in the industry. And obviously Bruno Mars is a good example because you have someone like him who makes house pop music that is very safe, very going on the radio, very Grammy worthy, but also really kind of shit depending on who you listen to else. And he's been doing that for like at least the last 10 years, at least, right? Ever since he started making music, I assume. Maybe he did better music when he was a kid, who knows? But he's been making music like this for years. He leaves for a few years to not do anything, gets into debt, comes back, makes one good. I mean, two of them are good, but I only like one. And then releases a new song, and people are shitting on it, probably making him money, but also shitting on it anyway. So then it's like, okay, well, he's allowed to come back and make like something that has been heard from him multiple times. Especially the fact that he came back from not making music for like years, and then it's like, oh, I'm making you the same song I've always made. Like, why don't we just repeat your old music at that point? Versus people like Madonna, for example, she claimed when she was making music a lot heavier in the 90s and 80s, she used to go to interviews and say like how she had to reinvent herself a lot during those times because people would get bored of her music. They actually would hate it if she came out with a song that sounded very similar to a song she released months ago, or even in the last album. She talked about how she would have to multiple times go into different genres of music every time she released a song because people would actually get mad at her and think she was, falling falling out of existence or out of like being relevant almost because her music sounded quote unquote the same. But it's Madonna, right? Her music doesn't sound shit the same, but she had to adjust for the fact that people didn't want to listen to the same shit that she had. Like, look, Lady Gaga, like obviously her ass has been crazy, but in a good way, like a very good way. Her music has been big shock value, but you see how her music never stays singular. It always went